everyone, my name is Olivia Holden and I'm an illustrator based in the UK. Today I am back with the Be Ready Explorers team and we are re-looking at the Switzerland guide, which is the first edition of Be Ready Explorers. So in the guide there's lots of information about Switzerland and the exciting adventures that the Be Ready Explorers go on. There's also a lot of information about gardening and our own gardens. And just want to read out a little bit in the edition that relates to the art workshop that we're going to do today. So when I watch animals outside, I can see there are lots of different ways to make a home. Every plant, animal and person grows differently, even if they're in the same garden or home, because every creature is different. So today we are going to have a look at our own gardens and how we can create a safe and happy environment that will encourage new creatures to nest and grow in our gardens. So if you think about it, you probably share your backyard with hundreds of bugs. Actually maybe thousands, depending on how big your garden is. So today we are going to look at creating our bug hotel. And inside the hotel there's going to be lots of different compartments with different textures and habitats in, because each bug likes a different kind of house, just like each person has different likes and tastes. A woodlouse likes a very damp, dark, cold, kind of mossy area, and a spider might like somewhere that's a bit drier, with some dried leaves and twigs and things like that. So we're going to look at different bugs and what they kind of like and create a little chart so that we've got all our information on with different bugs and the different textures that they might like. And then from that we're going to create a diagram of what we want our bug hotel to look like. And then from that we are going to go outside and we will have a go at building a bug hotel of our own, which will encourage, hopefully, some creatures to come and live in it. So now we're just going to have a little think about all the creatures that could live in our bug hotel. So if you just get a scrap piece of paper and a pen, you can do a little mind map of all the creatures that you think probably live in your garden. So we've got worms, slugs, snails, woodlouse, and all those creatures kind of like it quite dark and damp and mossy and wet. So perhaps they could, have some space at the bottom of the bug hotel where it's a little bit damper kind of texture. And then we've got ladybirds, bees, ants, stick insects, spiders, who probably like a little bit drier kind of environment to make their homes in. So hopefully you've got your list. It might be much bigger than mine, all your lovely things that you can think of in your garden. And next to that we are going to have a think about all the different things that we could use to create our bug hotel. So all the different textures and things lying about in the garden and sort of natural materials that we could find to create our hotel. So I've got now my list of all the different materials that we could use. So we've got tree bark, dried leaves, wood chips, twigs, dried grass, bricks, hollow stalks, acorns, moss and old plant pots to kind of build the different levels. So hopefully you've got your list as well, and just use this kind of material to inspire you to think of lots of different textures and habitats that you could create for all the different bugs in the garden. So now we're going to draw out what we want our bug hotel to look like a diagram, so that when it comes to building, we know what we're going to be aiming for. We started drawing out our bug hotel, and it can be any shape you want. It doesn't have to be, the same as mine. You could make it really, really wide and, a little bit smaller in height. You can make it whatever you like. So I've gone for this shape. You can see that, like a house kind of thing, with different levels and different compartments. So if you draw whatever kind of shape you want your bug hotel to be, and then the different compartments that you can fill with all the different things that you've collected, so that each insect or animal has a special area adapted to what they like to live in. So I've filled in all the compartments there, as you can see. Just a little rough sketch of different materials that might go inside each kind of room, so to speak, in the bug hotel. And now, if you want, you can even add in some creatures that might be living inside, which is the best part. Adding in all insects and fun things that might find shelter in the bug hotel. So now we've drawn in all the little bugs that will hopefully live inside our bug hotel. So now I'm going to paint up my bug hotel and add some colour. And you could do the same. You could use some paints to create a lovely picture of your bug hotel. Or you could collage with texture and different cut-out bits of paper. You could crayon it. Anything you want. Just remember to have fun and experiment. Experiment when you're, colouring in all the different rooms in your hotel, and each one could be a different texture or a different technique that you use. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have some fun and play around with creating a different kind of texture in each compartment of the hotel. So I've decided to stick a little bit of texture onto my painting for a start, just to add a little bit of collage and interesting kind of textures to the different compartments. So I found this kind of leafy type thing outside, which I thought looked a lot like wood bark, as you can see there. And then just different kind of textured leaves, which I'm going to stick in different areas and then paint over the top of that. So what I've done is I've actually collaged some textures onto my bug hotel, as you can see, and you could actually fill your whole picture full of lots of lovely textures that you gather from outside, and the whole piece could be made up of different textures and different things that you've collected. I'm going to paint on top of mine and just add in some different colours and textures using paint, and crayon. So if you want to do that as well, or if you want to fill your whole picture full of collage, I think both will look amazing. So I'm going to get on to some painting now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by filling out the backgrounds of each compartment, not to overface myself and do the whole thing at once. We'll just break it down into sections. So I'm going to do the backgrounds of each compartment in different colours, and then I'll add the details on top. We filled in sections of our bug hotel, the background colours, and we're just now going to add some detail of the things that we put inside our different compartments. So leaves, twigs, grass, moss, things like that we're going to place into the different compartments. And you can use anything for this, so I'm going to use some paints and crayons to create the different textures. You could actually place, bark or kind of shredded paper for the grassy bits to make it quite tactile and sensory, but it's absolutely up to you however you complete your artwork. So I'm just going to show you all the little sections of my bug hotel. This is the leafy bit where the worms are, and the moss damp area where the little woodlouse hang out, and then we've got some ants and some green beetles, some ladybirds and some caterpillars up here, some more ants and a snail on the roof, and then we've got some bees at the very top of our bug hotel. So we've now finished our artwork for the bug hotel. There we go, as you can see, we're all finished. And what we're going to do now is going to go outside and I'm going to have a little look around the garage and the garden and collect some things to make a very quick and small actual bug hotel. So if you finished your painting, you can finish the workshop there, or perhaps with a parent you can go outside, have a look what you've got in your garden and try and make your own little bug hotel. Hi everyone! So I've come out into my garden now and I've collected a few things for the bug hotel. I don't have a lot of materials, but it's basically just using what you can find lying about your garden. So if you have a parent to help you, that would be a lot easier, especially if you're carrying heavy stuff. So I've started building my bug hotel and just don't know whether you can see just there. I've laid down a piece of wood just to make sure that the bottom is nice and flat, because if you're building up you want it to be on a very secure surface so that it doesn't all topple down. And I found these stone curved kind of old roof tiles which I've put on the bottom, and I'm going to fill that with some kind of damp moss so any woodlouse could go in the bottom area, and then I'm just going to build it up from there really. Mine's going to be quite small because I don't have loads and loads of material. Basically what you want to do is just create as many little nooks and crannies and crevices as you can to fill with different things for the bugs to live in. So the sun is right in my eyes now, but not to worry. Basically you can see the structure that I've built here, and I'm just going to fill in all the little sections full of some twigs and things that I've collected, and put some bark on the top, like so. So we've now finished the Bug Hotel workshop with our Bug Hotel picture and the actual Bug Hotel here. I hope you really enjoyed today's workshop and you had lots of fun making your bug hotels and inviting lots of creatures to stay in your garden. I will speak to you soon. Oh, that's my cat there, just getting in on the action. Speak to you soon and bye!